So Solana is a web scale blockchain. Web scale is actually a term that Google coined in the early aughts. And what it meant to them is that it's a service that can scale to the entire internet. So this is kind of how we're thinking about Solana, is that we are building something that it's a blockchain that can scale to serve the entire internet. So, I think like when I started this project, I really started it with the motivation of building something that's high performance. And there's many classes of applications that need like a really fast and expensive, reliable blockchain. Um, and at the time in like 2017, 2018, there were, hundreds and thousands of projects that were pitching blockchain as a solution to, almost every problem in the world. But there was no way any of them were going to work on anything that was remotely working at the time back then. And even today, um, we are, I think, the most performant blockchain that's coming online, and really the only one that can handle projects that are looking at 1 million monthly active users and above. Um, so for us, we see ourselves as kind of a clear differentiator as in this speed, scale, and inexpensive category. So how do we actually get this done? When I started this, I thought everyone's going to go and kind of take this approach, because scaling distributed systems is not a new problem. It's actually a really old problem. Some of the first earliest distributed systems were radio protocols. When you have, when people first built these things, the first towers that they built, they realized that when two towers talk at the same time over the same frequency, you get noise, and they started building protocols to effectively solve the same problems that we see in blockchain. And I spent most of my career at Qualcomm working on these kinds of problems, and really working on that in that part of the technology space when it went from this really breakneck evolution from 2G to 4G. This is, if you guys remember what 2G was, these were flip phones that were not programmable. They could barely, the only thing they could do was make a phone call. And in a span of 10 years, we went from those devices that were, like basically running on microcontrollers to, holding a supercomputer in your hand, and at 5G speeds, that's 1 gigabit connections globally. And these networks can handle billions of concurrent users. I can call anybody in the world. And these are the most adversarial distributed systems out there. These networks are not just attacked by hackers that are trying to, steal people's identity. These are attacked by state actors that are well funded, that are, attacked by security companies that have runway, right? Like these problems that we have to deal with were, I think, an order of magnitude larger than just building a simple piece of software, running a SaaS or something like that. Myself and most of the team are former Qualcomm folks, and my background is distributed systems, operating systems, but co-founders, one of the co-founders is a GPU expert, the other one's a compiler expert. We kind of have, I think, maybe the best core in the space in terms of the folks that should be building these kind of systems. So that's us. Actually, Rob Walker was my boss at Qualcomm while I was working on Brew. I was a kernel engineer, and Michael Vines was Greg's boss at Qualcomm. So we were able to, as our first hire our own leads. Really the best people that we ever worked with out there.